Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here to do my February sinking funds page. So I already did my February budget. If you guys haven't checked that out, that did go up yesterday. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started setting up all of my sinking fund page, and then we can fill in some of the numbers. So not a ton is going to be changing with our sinking funds. I am going to add a medical category because, like I said in a couple of my other videos, I just want to make sure that we're prepared in case something happens with Jason, or you know, just in general, just make sure that we're prepared for whatever may happen in the future. Just want to make sure as I'm putting this down that I'm not like going over the page. So I do have all of this stuff in my shop if you guys want to go check it out. I do have March up as well, which is exciting. March, it's funny, as I'm creating stickers for future months, I always fall in love with the new design, and then I'm like, oh man, I wish it was already, you know, March so I could use the stickers. But that's just kind of how it happens. It happens the same way with pretty much any stickers that I buy. I get super excited to use them, and then by the time it comes, because a lot of times you're buying stuff way ahead of time, you're like, oh, I like something even more. But it works either way. So like I said, not a ton has changed in terms of our sinking funds. Really just maintaining them is where we're at right now, because we have a lot of sinking funds for a lot of different reasons. But the medical thing is something that I've been wanting to do for a real long time. We're not going to like fully fund it because our out-of-pocket max for our out-of-pocket max for our medical insurance is really, I'm trying to think, I think it's $1,500 per person. So that'd be quite a bit of money to throw into a sinking fund all at once, but I'm hoping that it can be like a gradual thing that we do. And then I'm gonna just quickly put in my transaction log just so that that's all set up. I've been loving, seriously loving, having the transaction log and having them next to each other. That way, like if we're debating whether we should, you know, go on a date night or something, I can look and see what our entertainment, what's left over for our entertainment category, and it just makes it so much more convenient. So I love, 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 love having that. It's really, really convenient having it next to each other. I'm really hoping that next time they do the Deluxe Monthly, they don't take away all the extra note pages, because it is really nice being able to have this current setup. I know a lot of people like the old setup, but I am a huge fan of this setup. And I mean, it's really nice that you can make it whatever you want. And having the budget stickers, like, not that you have to use mine, but having budget stickers where, you know, it's all set up like this makes it, makes it really, really, really nice, because you don't have to draw things out. Like, you just legit put down stickers and you're good to go. Just for some added, I think I'm gonna add the green one just to have a different color. This kit, I love it. There's a lot of pink, I get that, but I feel like it's not like hearts and whatever. I try when I'm doing my kits not to do like it based off like a holiday, you know, like with St. Patty's Day or Valentine's Day. I try not to make it too much of that, because I feel like after that day is over, it's kind of, I don't know, then I won't want to look at it, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and do all of our categories. Like I always do, the month is not over yet. We're still in January, so I'm not going to change. I'm not going to add my beginning in yet, but I will do that later on. So for right now, I'm just going to add in my categories, and then I'm going to draw out my lines, and then we'll fill in the amounts, kind of like I did with my budget. So the first category that we have is beauty. And this really just includes my face wash, my makeup, stuff like that. Nothing crazy. I'm not spending a ton of money on those things, but just something that I like to have on hand, because that stuff can add up. Then we have our car insurance, which our car insurance will be, the 6-month insurance will be up in February, so that will be automatically deducted from our account, and we should have plenty to cover that. Then we have our car maintenance, which we have no money in right now, but that is something that we should definitely start adding to as we get closer to oil changes and stuff like that. Jason and I have both pretty new cars, so the thought of having to do like big maintenance is really not a thought right now, but I do get that like you should add as you go. That way it's not like a big amount at one time. Totally get that. We are going to be working on that. We also do have our cell phone, which our cell phone is through Jason's parents. So we save up $50 per month, and then we just write them a big check for like 6 months at a time. Then we have Christmas, which is hard to think about since we just had Christmas, and my Christmas decorations are still up, but start saving now so that later on it's not a huge amount. And then we have clothes for Jason, clothes for Macy, and clothes for me. Again, this is not anything extreme. We're not going crazy, but it is nice when like Macy needs new shoes or something to just have some money set aside. Then we have diapers, and I've talked about this before. Macy is really good right now with potty training. The only thing is number 2. So we're getting there, but I'm not going to throw away diapers until we get that figured out. Then we have our entertainment expense, which I really, really, really love having. This can cover date nights. This could cover doing fun stuff with Macy. This could cover really anything, but I love having it just so, again, it's a no-brainer. If we don't have date nights consistently, but if we do end up having a date night, it's like, okay, let's go do it. Like, we don't have to worry about, oh, do we have money in our eating out? This is really for like fun, new things, like stuff that we don't do all the time. Then we have our family picture category, which we did not get done. So this is just adding up, which is completely fine because we could do a couple. We could do a couple different shoots if we wanted to. We did use the family picture money for Macy's school pictures, which was really nice. Again, not to have to think about it. So having a little bit of extra money in there is good. I also do have a Go Wild category, and this is really all conferences. So in February, I'm actually going to be going to the Chicago Planner Conference, and so the hotel will be taken out of there. Then we have home maintenance, which again, I've talked about this before, but this is kind of separate from the little envelope that we have that we fund. I like to keep it in here because at some point I might transition that money into this fund, but for right now I'm just counting this as separate and having it as a line item. We don't have anything in this fund, but we do fund a separate little fund. So I know that's kind of confusing, but you just make whatever works for you work. If it's not similar to what I do, that is completely fine. Then we have Jason's medication, which again is a 3-month supply, so it's not every month, but I decide to fund it every month so that it's not a big like $100 bill at one time. And then like I said, we are adding medical, so that is a new category. Then we move into our pool passes, which is crazy to think about because there is probably like a foot of snow outside, but we do buy those in April, I think, so that's coming up soon. Then we have tolls, which is just like the iPass here. We have trash. We have vacation. And we will be going to visit my sister sometime soon. I think that will be in March, so we'll be buying tickets and stuff like that. And then water for our house. So you can tell if you have the 7x9 Deluxe Monthly, which is what I have. Again, I always have everything linked down below if you guys want to check stuff out. But if you have the 7x9, like I'm obviously getting close to running out. So if you have a lot of sinking funds, if you have more than me, then getting the larger version of the Deluxe Monthly is probably better. I do have all of these stickers in 8.5 by 11 as well if you guys want to check that out. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw my lines. The little boxes on the bottom is really like my my gauge of where I'm going to draw the lines. As long as I line them up with that, I'm usually good. And again, I will fill in the beginning balances once January is all over, and I will, like in my weekly update, I always update you guys on how things are going. So if you want to see like what the balances are, or you know, whatever that situation might be, that is the place to find it. That's usually where I update you guys. Okay, so we can go ahead and fill in the amounts, and I'll kind of talk you guys through it. So for beauty, I'm adding $20. Nothing super exciting. I'm pretty well stocked with a lot of things, so I just want to, you know, keep funding it so it's not a big amount all at once. For car insurance, we put away $175 per month, and that's just kind of from past experience. I know that after we pay our car insurance in February, we will have a small balance, so at that point I may adjust our car insurance amount. We'll kind of see, but for right now I'm going to leave it there. Car maintenance, again, we're not funding right now, so that's just a placeholder. Car tags, we put in $17. Again, this is just a calculated amount. It's like $200 every year, and so I just divide that by 12 and get around $17. Our cell phone, I talked about that before, but that is $50 per month, which is really nice. That's kind of one of the nice things about doing a family plan, is that we're just paying for like our line, which is $25 or $20 per line. So not bad at all. Christmas, I'm putting $100 in. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing $100 every single month, but for right now, we're going to do $100. And then for clothes, for all of us, I'm just putting in $20. Macy is really well stocked in clothes. I think even in the summer we'll probably have to buy some shorts and stuff, but besides that, like, she has a ton of long sleeve shirts, a ton of short sleeve shirts. Like, she is well stocked in those areas. Same with me and Jason, nothing crazy. Like, I just like to put a little bit of money away in those. For diapers, we have quite a bit in there, and I just bought diapers, so I'm just gonna put $20 in there as well. If you're wondering how I come up with these numbers, a lot of it's just like gauging kind of what I think is going to come up. And I do have like a separate little list over here where I'm looking at. So I'm not just randomly coming up with these. I do like a mock budget where I write it down on a piece of paper, and then I talk with Jason. I like think about it for a little bit, and then I do these budget videos. So that's kind of my process, if you're wondering. And then for entertainment, we've had quite a bit in there, so I'm just going to add $50. That's probably enough for a date night. And then for family pictures, that's $17. Go Wild, I've been putting $250 in there. And I did just buy my ticket for Go Wild, and there was like a reservation fee for the hotel, so that also was taken out. So you'll kind of see that reflected when I update you guys on January. Home maintenance, again, is just a holder category for right now. Jason's medication is $38 per month. And they did recently switch him to a new medication, which is once a day instead of twice a day. So I'm interested to see how that will be reflected, like if it'll be cheaper or whatever. For medical, I'm adding $250. Ideally, I'd like to add more. And in March, I might add a ton more, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it with $250. Pool passes is $15 per month, and then for tolls, I'm just adding in $20. Usually, it's about $20 in tolls that gets taken out. It's like an automatic replenishment type of thing. For trash, our trash bill is like $70-something, so I do $26 per month. Vacation, I've kind of kept this the same at $185 per month, and that's really just what our cruise was. Like if you divided like the $2,000 that the cruise costed divided by 12, or how many ever months I had, it was around $185. I don't know if that's going to be truly reflective of our future vacations, but that's what I've left it at. And we'll kind of see with our new vacation how much it costs and if we need to adjust it up or down. And then water is our last category, and that is $45 per month. So with all of that, our total that we're adding is $1,338. So like I said in my budget video, this is really where the ups and downs in our budget is. I try really hard with our actual budget to make it as flat as I can, but our sinking funds vary. Some things are kind of a fixed rate, like our car insurance is always $175. But beauty, diapers, clothes, stuff like that, I could do it the same every month, or if I know that we're gonna need something, I can adjust it a little bit up or down. But this is really the part in our budget that's the most variable, if that makes sense. So anyway, that is our sinking funds. And now, once January is all over, I'll fill in the beginning, and then I'll start tracking anything that we will be spending out of these sinking funds. I get a lot of questions, and as I'm doing this, I'll kind of let you guys know. I get a lot of questions about how I store our sinking funds. Now, everybody kind of does things their own way, so, you know, just do it whatever works for you. But I do have a separate checking account that I put all of this money in. And the way that I do it, again, I don't know if you guys care about this, but I figured I'd share it because I get so many questions about it. The way that I do it is, after this video, you know, after I figured out our plan for February, I know that our sinking funds are gonna be $1,338. After I settled January and figure out how much money was out of our sinking funds, I will net those two together. So the way that my sinking funds works is I have a separate checking account for our sinking funds. The total amount of whatever is beginning and ending, or beginning and adding, would be in there. I don't use my debit card for purchases though, because I get cash back with my Discover card. So everything goes on our normal credit card, and then I just true it up at the end of the month. So I'll take anything that we bought out of our sinking funds, and then I'll add in what we need to add for the next month, and whatever is the difference is what I put additional into our sinking funds. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it so it's not confusing, but I feel like that's kind of confusing. So if you're not sure about what that meant, let me know down below and I'll try and explain it more. But yeah, those are our sinking funds for February. I really, I stress this all the time, but I love having these two next to each other, because really the sinking fund page does not change a ton. You know, I'll add in the beginning, and then at the very end of the month, I'll add up all of these things, put in what we spent, and it's pretty much unchanged. But I love having this page to track everything. I'll go ahead and show you guys what January looks like. So it's just a nice place to record everything. At the very end of the month, I'll go through and you can see like some items, entertainment, we have 4. So I'll go ahead, add those all up, put them into the appropriate category, and then I'll highlight them so I know I recorded them. So that is kind of the way that I do it. Again, it doesn't have to be the way that you do it, but I just figured I'd share what I do. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out my cash stuffing tomorrow, as well as the other trackers that I'll do. Tomorrow I will set up my variable income as well as my weekly check-in page. So again, check out my budget stickers down below if you guys want to do that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.